Right, so hey everyone and welcome back to another budget photography video. So, drones. I've had 3 drones now. My first 2 was, well, this one, the Mavic Air from 2017 roughly, 2018. And it was my first ever drone from DJI. I picked this up for about £400 and it was amazing. It introduced me to the world of drone photography and cinematography. Then I wanted something a little bit more capable. So I brought the Mavic Pro. Yeah, it was great. I've got a review up of the Mavic Pro. But a few weeks ago, I crashed the drone, as I said actually in my previous video. And I crashed this one. It's why I put this one actually out of service, because I crashed it. No actual damage was done to the drone itself. It just kind of, I broke like 1 or 2 of these and then I tried to find a new prop for it and I really struggled. Anyway, moving on to the whole point of this video. A few months ago, DJI released a brand new drone, the Mavic 3. And if you watched my last video, which I hope you did, you would know that I spent £1,500 on one. Now, with my track record of crashing, hopefully this doesn't happen, because I spent a lot of money on this and yeah, I don't want to crash it. But hopefully crashing should be a thing of the past with its advanced sensors. Now, here's the thing. I like this drone. I love this drone, but I've got some good things to say and I've got some bad things to say. So, why don't we get into it? And my first gripe is this, the controller. It's crap, to be brutally honest. There are a few things I do like the fact that you can now have the mobile phone or tablet at the top here, but I miss the screen. I want my screen back and I don't want to pay more to get the screen. Like, here's the one for the Mavic Pro. If I switch this on, look, DJI, a screen that will tell you all kinds of different information that you may need, such as battery level of the drone, battery level of the controller itself, the signal from the drone, the signal of the GPS and how strong they were. You could, and actually, yes, actually you fully could, fly this drone without a mobile phone attached. With this new one, while you probably could fly without a device attached, I wouldn't recommend it because you don't know that information. You can't see it. Now, they did actually bring over one of my favorite features from the Mavic Air, and that is these. Look, they can unscrew from the controller and re-screw in. And when you want to put them away, they fit neatly in the bottom of the controller. Nice and tidy so they don't get destroyed or damaged when you're transporting it in your camera bag. Now, don't get me wrong, this controller is really, really comfortable to use, like ridiculously comfortable to use. It's nice in the hands, it just feels nice. But again, here, look at this bit. We've got some protectors for the device and then we've lost one of the little dials. I used to have this mapped to shutter speed and then this to moving the gimbal on the drone. But we've lost that one. We've got a picture button to take a picture or start recording, but we don't actually have another dial that we can remap. This is meant to be, this is meant to be a prosumer drone. Come on. Why are you taking features away from us? Why, DJI? Why are you taking features away from what we want and what we need? Now, something I do actually really like on this controller is this little switch here in the middle. it says normal, cine and sport. Now, normal, cine and sport. Really nice actual modes. So you've got slow, so no, you've got fast, slow, and then slower because you want, well, you want really nice, smooth, slow footage, especially if you're trying to do something like a revealing shot or a passover, whatever. Having that slower speed set automatically is really, really nice, which is something we didn't get on the Mavic Pro controller. So, yeah. And then there is, well, the biggest problem of all, and that is, well, DJI. DJI themselves. Now, when I say that, you're probably thinking, well, what can be so bad? What is really bad about DJI? No, it's not the fact that they're from China, because we had that whole embargo, that whole ban thing from President Trump. Not getting into politics, just trying to say that they were temporarily, they were banned by the US government. I'm not talking about that. Let's not get into that. Let's try and keep it. It's their software. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Their geofencing is crap. The way you have to sign up for everything is crap. The fact that you need a brand new app is crap. And there's more restrictions. I used to love taking my drone, my Mavic Pro, to the local lake to go and fly over the lake. I got some really nice footage. And I went to take this beast with me this time because I thought, yeah, we've got a really nice Hasselblad camera, but oh, I'm in an enhanced warning zone, and it means I can't, an enhanced warning zone, a prohibited zone, sorry. I'm in a prohibited zone, meaning that I cannot take off. I can't ask for permission unless I ring up ATC from one of the local airports, which I'm not going to get permission for every single time that I want to go out and fly. Now, I understand the geofencing. I'm not trying to, ooh, I should be able to fly wherever the hell I want to fly. Yeah. No, I get why the restrictions are there. But my problem is the fact that I can't fly the Mavic 3, but I can fly the Mavic Pro in one area. And I'm like, huh? Why? Why can I fly one drone but not the other? Now, here's another thing. The other day when I was filming my last video, I went to the park. It's a big woodlands, and with the Mavic Pro, I am limited at that woodlands to about 100, 200 meters roughly, but with the Mavic 3, I could go up to 500. I wasn't limited until I hit another 300 feet above where I was with the Mavic Pro. Can you see what I'm trying to get at here? Anyway, this whole I hate DJI software could be a video in of itself. But we're not here for that. We are here for the drone. And the drone is, well, it's amazing. It really is so amazing. Seeing the pictures, the video from it, the zoom camera, that is a little bit creepy with what you can see on it. Although, on a side note, originally when they released this drone, I think to some reviewers, they originally blurred out people's faces when you zoomed in. And from what I've seen so far, that feature has been removed. Which, yeah, I can see the good things and the bad things for that, but I'm kind of glad it has been removed. Because it's my drone. I should be, if I have a feature for that, then yeah. But I can also see why, you know, DJI would implement that. But going to quality, it is a really nice zoom lens. It's really nice. Now, I do wish that you could go from one focal length or pick like here, for example, or go here or go here. But no, DJI have said no, you can either go wide or you can go telephoto like that. And I don't want to do that. There we go. I want to be able to choose my focal length. I don't want to be having to go from 1 times to 7 times. But anyway, the pictures and videos are amazing. I can sit here from my flat and see all the way to London City Airport, which is just nuts. I watched some planes take off and land for about 5 minutes, and it was just phenomenal quality. Really good. Although its biggest downfall is, well, its log footage. It has log footage, which is really good, but not on the zoom. So if you're recording and you stop, because you have to stop recording, by the way, you can't not carry on recording and zoom in and out as you want to, yeah, it changes the picture profile. So you go from a log footage to a non-log footage. And if you're trying to color grade that in post-production, it's going to be a pain in the arse. Now, the Mavic 3 does have one big problem. If you buy the cinema version, the Cine, the Mavic 3 Cine, which will set you back about 4 to 5 grand, it has internal storage of 1 terabyte, which, yeah, that's great. I mean, yes, there are problems, but I don't have the Cine, okay? I have the normal Mavic 3. Can you see that? The Mavic 3, just there. And they've changed their D-Log. So now you need a really, really fast SD card. Now, you still needed a really fast SD card with the original Mavic Pro. That recorded D-Log and at 4K at about, I think it was about 30 to 60 FPS, roughly, something like that. Now, this is a bigger file. This handles 5.3K and the files are huge. So you need to have a specific, I can't say that word, a certain kind of SD card. And it's not cheap. This is my card, my little card. Let's just focus that. There we go. This is my little SD card that I use for mine. I don't know if this is in focus. I can't see the monitor properly. But this is mine. This specific SD card was £26 for 128 gigs. Now, you're probably thinking, Alex, that's not a lot. That's quite good, really. And yeah, to an extent, you would be right. But you're also wrong, because you can get cheaper cards that, yes, they are lower speeds, but because this one requires a fast write speed, you need this one. I will put the link to this in the description if I remember, but in case I don't remember, because I'm crap at remembering stuff, I will read it out to you as to what it's actually called. So it's called the SanDisk Extreme Pro. SanDisk Extreme Pro. You can pick them up for £26 on Amazon for 128 gigabytes. Now, yes, there was more storage available, and I believe this drone can handle up to 1 terabyte of external storage. I would personally recommend you buy 2 128 gigabytes worth of storage rather than just one SD card, in case one, well, fails. Does happen, can happen, will happen. Then there is probably my favorite part of this drone. Now, this is the battery for the Mavic Pro. It's 3,800 milliamps. And yeah, I brought 3 of mine. I got the Fly More combo, meaning I had an amazing flight time. But these were only, what, 20 minutes, 27 minutes, 30 minutes, I think. I think they maxed out at about 27 minutes in the advertisements for DJI. I never got that, because, well, it's an older drone. That's fine. Batteries degrade. It happens. It's neither here nor there. But I had 3 of them all together, three batteries, and they were amazing. To be able to just land the drone, already have a battery switched on and ready to go, load it in, and then I could bring the old one out, and yeah. But I don't need to do that anymore because I've basically got 2 batteries worth in one. This is the new battery. Look at the size of that. I can't compare them because I've just thrown the Mavic Pro one off onto the side over there. So I can't compare the size. But this is the new one. This is 5,000 milliamp hours, and it brings the flight time up to well over half an hour to about 40, 50 minutes. And it's amazing. It really is amazing. The fact that this is able to power this thing for so long. Like, why can... Like, this is not a small drone anymore. It's really not a small drone anymore. And we have unfortunately lost the top loading. We now have to... let's get that in frame. We now have to shove it in the bum. But here's a feature that I love as well. If we open the legs and we look here at the back, hey look, DJI. Can you see that? Just there. USB-C charging. I love it. So at the same time that I'm offloading footage from the drone, I can charge the drone at the same time. I don't have to worry about going and plugging the drone in. I can just plug it into a power bank if I really want to, which is amazing. It really is. And you know what? They've made even more improvements, even just small, little, tiny improvements. The props. The props are rubber tipped now. Rubber tipped. And they are so much quieter. So much quieter. And plus, if they inevitably hit something, it's not going to do as much damage. I would still recommend getting more props though, in case you break them, because they're still going to be broken, just not as badly. That's all. But because of these little rubber tips, it cuts through the wind better, meaning the drone is quieter, a hell of a lot quieter, and I love it. I really, really do. Now, as I mentioned a minute ago, the drone itself is bigger. It's a bigger drone. It's really, really big in comparison to the original Mavic Pro. I mean, look, here's the Mavic Air for comparison. Look at the size of them two. Look. Bring it around the right way. That's tiny in comparison to the Mavic 3. Why? But here's the thing. It's bigger because of this bad boy right here. The thing we're all here for. That Hasselblad camera. Right there. And this produces the best video quality I have ever seen on a drone. Except for the more professional ones that people like Michael Bay use. But this, even though this is still very small in comparison to lots of other different things, it's amazing. Now, one last thing that I really don't like is the gimbal cover. You see, on the Mavic Pro and the Mavic Air, you had this little plastic thing that you can just kind of pull off. Now, yeah, I hated it on the Mavic Pro, but they fixed it with this. They incorporated the gimbal protector and the gimbal holder into one thing that you could just slot into the Mavic Air and clip into place. And look at that. It's protecting the gimbal and holding the gimbal in place. No, they didn't want to do that on the new one. They wanted to give it some sort of BDSM mask thing, whatever you want to call it. And that's what you get now. And I like it because I hated what was on the Mavic Pro. I really did. I hated it. You had to get that little tiny piece of plastic in the right place. And then you had to try and turn the gimbal round to make sure it all slotted in. And it was just crap. It really was just crap. But this? What is this? It looks really nice mounted to the drone. But it is also kind of hard to mount at the same time because you have to kind of hold the gimbal in place at first and then make sure you've got all your props in place to make sure they hold in place. And then you have to stretch it round and it magnetizes. Now, when it is on the drone, it does a really nice job of it. It really does hold on well. And it really well protects the gimbal, the most important part of this. It covers all the sensors up the front here, and it's a really good thing. Although you can't charge this and have the cover on at the same time, or you can't retrieve data. Yeah, you have to pick between one or the other. But that's fine. It's a gripe. It really is. Yeah. Now there is one more thing actually that I would like to retouch on, and that is the size of this drone. This drone, in comparison to other drones, is massive. Is it as big as the Mavic, the Phantom or the Inspires? No, it's obviously not. It's still going to fit in your backpack, but it's the size of about 2 lenses roughly, or 1.5 lenses as an example. Whereas the Mavic Pro was the size of like a lens. So you've gained a lot here, and it is a lot heavier, but this is faster. How does that work? It's heavier, but it's faster, but they're using roughly the same kind of technology in the motors, and that is because it is sleeker. This drone is more aerodynamic, so it's faster. And sports mode is just amazingly quick. Amazingly quick. Anyway guys, thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, this was recorded on the C100 Mark I. Review coming next week. See you in the next one.